We're joined today by Keith Coughlan, Executive Chairman at European Metals. Keith, thanks for your time.
And you, David.
We're here today at the Future Facing Commodities Conference in Singapore, where probably for the first time we've seen ESG funds and ESG thematics linking directly with minerals projects. You've seen it in the EU. Are you surprised to see it so close to home?
No, I don't think I am surprised. It's refreshing. It's good to see. But I think as the ESG thematic started developing so strongly, a year and a half, 2 years ago, people with projects like ours welcome that, because you're in a Class 1 jurisdiction, but you want to see a level playing field where the rules are going to be the same for everyone globally. So I think it was always going to permeate, but perhaps the speed at which it has done so is good.
No pun intended. Let's drill down to the project. Cinevec in the Czech Republic, beautiful locations, supported by the EU, supported by the local government. Why is this project so ideal for investment?
Well, if we focus on that ESG side of things, we've got a couple of factors there that are very, very helpful for us in this respect. Firstly, Cinevec is a historic underground tin mine, so we're re-entering a historic mine. They started mining here in 1379. Now, obviously, re-entering a historic underground mine has a much lower impact on the community. It has a much lower impact on the environment. So just that one factor gives us a significant advantage. When you add to that the fact that our process is uses less energy, lower temperature roasts, etc., less invasive reagents that we're using, you add those things in there. Our partner is the Czech National Power Utility. They have significant green energy investments in the area, and they've committed to providing solar power to the project, so that again is fantastic. So just the provision of solar power over, for example, coal-fired, which is generally what happens in the region now, just that has a significant impact on the global warming potential of the project, as measured formally, in fact, by a life cycle assessment we had conducted by Minviro about 18 months ago.
A big year for the company, DFS to be completed, offtake discussions, finance discussions. How big is 2023 going to be for the company?
Well, you're right, David. It will be a very big year for us. So, as you say, the DFS, that'll be concluded September, October. We are formally beginning the finance discussion process about now. Offtake goes together with that. But also, apart from that, you've got a fantastic macro situation developing in the EU, where new legislation is being proposed. There's the Critical Raw Materials Act. The draft legislation has been cited. It's very supportive and very positive for projects like ours. That should become formal by the end of May. And that not only has the effect of helping the project potentially financially and potentially in helping shorten timelines, but it gives an overall positive impact on the industry within the EU. So it also affects discussions with financiers, and it affects discussions with off-takers, because everyone wants to see the whole cycle of this come together and you get the lithium, in our case, the lithium that they so much need in Europe.
Are you excited about a simpler flow sheet?
Yes. So the simplified flow sheet has been fantastic for us on a number of fronts. Firstly, we've demonstrated the ability to produce very high purity chemical, both lithium hydroxide and lithium carbonate. We've done it alongside saving about 15% in CapEx and about 15% in OpEx in the processing plant, which is fantastic. That comes about through having less steps, less equipment, and the less steps and less equipment also improves the ESG credentials by lowering the carbon footprint. For example, there's no more refrigeration required in the flow sheet, so you can imagine that takes a chunk out of your CO2 footprint. We're doing lock cycle test work now on that simplified flow sheet at Nagrom in Perth. The preliminary results of that are very good. It's a little premature to release that yet, but it won't be far away before we'll be able to release that to the market as well.
Strong ESG credentials, a world-class project in a world-class jurisdiction, exciting times ahead for European Metals and its shareholders. Keith, thanks for your time.
Thanks very much, David.